Good morning. Whoa, take it easy. As everyone knows, I've been doing Rema coordinating since 1996. I haven't gotten it yet right. Haven't got it right yet, as you can see. But I will. I want to thank everyone, each and every one of you, for taking time out of your busy schedules to come help us remember the people that you're going to see on the screen. I mainly would like to thank not each individual, because I probably forget somebody, but the families of the men that we lost in these tragic situations. That's what it's about. I just want to be very brief because we have a presentation, and I'll get back to you later. But we cannot do anything, and I don't use that word we like as if I'm a plural, because certainly I know I'm not, but Rema cannot do anything without the benefit of Chief Whedon from SOD. Opened up his heart, opened up his door, opened up his pocketbook for us. Got a nice screen here. And through his benevolence, we have a nice venue. We hope to continue having a nice venue. And I just want to single him out in particular, because you don't find people like that who give lip service to something, but they back it up with their actions. And that's what I expect from all Rema members. We made a promise never to forget. We have to back it up with action. So later on, they're going to have beverages and food in the back. Hopefully we'll have enough. I never know how many people are coming, so this time I took a guess. As usual, I'll be close. There's a nice fitting memorial in Building 90. Now, half the people doesn't know what Building 90 is. If you go west, past all these other buildings, you'll see a cow, a blue and white cow. It's that building by the cow. Inside that, there's a memorial wall with the pictures of all of our heroes on that. If you go in there, there's a bathroom in case you got a bathroom thing. And make it a party a day if you get a chance. So I'll make this as short as I can make it. Once again, thank you so much. I appreciate all your people's attendance. The contributions are nice, but mainly it's your attendance. So thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Before I introduce our next guest, I'd just like to mention there's more seats available up front if any ladies in the back would like to come forward and sit down. Okay. It is now my pleasure to introduce retired ESU Lieutenant Al Baker to read the roll call.
Thank you, John. What a pleasure to see you. Really great. I want to thank the adults for bringing the kids, but I want to thank the kids for bringing the adults. Because it's all about you kids. You're the future. So God bless you. Thank you for coming. I wish I could go out and hug every one of you. To the families of our lost heroes and friends, to our honored guests, it's such an honor to see you here again, and it's humbling for me to be the voice of those we cannot hear. As you might have known from the past, this is the 11th one, I usually do a theme. So this year I got to thinking, which is a dangerous thing, and I came across a little poem that was made out of, that was the inspiration from World War I of the Memorial Day poppy for our armed forces. And I thought, well, gee, if the military could have a poppy, why can't the cops? So came up with this little blue poppy to commemorate the Rema Day of Remembrance for 2014. And it is a distinct honor to ask the West Point cadets, Bestwick, Watson, and Croft, step forward, and they got a box full of these poppies that we'd like to have each one of you receive. So, go ahead, guys. As I said, it started with this World War II poem, which was the inspiration for the red poppy traditionally known for our military on Memorial Day. And this poppy has the police department colors, the blue, the white, and the green, which, if those of you who don't know about it, the colors of the New York City Police Department each have a significance. The green is for hope, the white is for integrity, and the blue is for the courage and strength as shown forth in our uniforms. So we hope you have it in good health. The poem was written initially in World War I by Lieutenant Colonel John McRae. He was a medical officer to commemorate the deaths of thousands of young soldiers who died in Flanders Field in Belgium. And the poem goes something like this. Actually, it goes like this. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. And now we lie in Flanders field. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. Since 1917, 57 members of the Special Operations Division, the Aviation Unit, the Emergency Service Unit, the Harbor Unit, the Street Crime Unit, and the Tactical Patrol Unit rendered the ultimate sacrifice in responding to 33 incidents in the performance of law enforcement's essential mission of the protection of life and property. Let us remember together the events of each one's unique and courageous legacy. Patrolman DeForest Fredenberg, Marine Division. Patrolman John Lober, Marine Division. On March 10, 1917, Patrolman Fredenberg and Lober were killed when their harbor launch was struck by a tugboat in the Hellgate Rapids section of the East River. Patrolman James Hughes, Marine Division. Patrolman John McIntyre, Marine Division. On November 19, 1919, Patrolman Hughes and McIntyre drowned when their patrol boat capsized in the Harlem River near the 130th Street Bridge. Sergeant Neil Gibbons, Marine Division. Patrolman John J. McGlynn, Marine Division. On October 18th and 19th, 1924, Patrolman McGlynn, followed by Sergeant Gibbons, each died as a result of injuries they received when the engine of their patrol boat exploded, throwing both of the officers into the river. They were removed from the water by a third patrolman, who was also on the boat and who was also injured in the explosion. Patrolman William A. Curtin, Emergency Service. On July 28, 1929, Patrolman Curtin responded with his squad to a fire on Fifth Avenue when the emergency truck violently collided with a bus crossing 46th Street. Passengers on the bus suffered injuries and 5 patrolmen were ejected from the rescue truck. Patrolman Curtin was rushed to Polyclinic Hospital, but he died from internal injuries. Patrolman Harold Conway, Marine Division, Launch 9. On January 31st, 1931, Patrolman Conway drowned in the East River near Hart Island when he slipped from an icy ladder while conducting his hourly report. Sergeant George Nadler, Emergency Squad 13. On the morning of February 1st, 1935, Sergeant Nadler responded to a gas leak at the Ludwig Bauman Furniture Store at Hoyt and Livingston Streets in Brooklyn. As utility workers were attempting to stop the escaping gas, the building exploded, causing the sidewalk marquee to collapse, crushing and killing Sergeant Nadler. Patrolman Joseph J. McBreen, Emergency Squad 10. On August 11, 1937, Patrolman McBreen attempted to rescue a 4-year-old girl who was trapped inside a row of houses which were flooded after torrential rains in the Fort Hill section of Staten Island. But the weakened buildings collapsed, and Patrolman McBreen's body was discovered hours later with the fatally injured child still clutched in his arms. 19 other residents also perished. Patrolman Alexander C. Stutt, Emergency Squad 12. On June 9, 1939, Patrolman Stutt with members of his squad responded to 13th Avenue, Brooklyn, where a refrigerator on the second floor was leaking toxic ammonia fumes. The team carried the refrigerator down to the street, but the patrolman suddenly collapsed and died. Lieutenant Charles R. Mitchie, Emergency Service Division. Patrolman Peter J. Knudsen, Emergency Squad 17. Patrolman Francis M. O'Hara, Emergency Squad 17. On November 25th, 1946, Squad 17 responded to the Grand Central Parkway in the 103 precinct on a reported gas leak. At a residence there, they found a utility worker overcome by the fumes. The rescue team administered oxygen to the worker while attempting to stop the gas leak. Suddenly, a large explosion demolished the house, killing Patrolman Knudsen and O'Hara and the utility worker. Lieutenant Mitchie, in a heroic effort to save his patrolman, collapsed. He was rushed to Queens General Hospital, but he also was pronounced dead. Patrolman Charles A. Brereton, Emergency Squad 12. On September 30th, 1947, Patrolman Brereton, the squad chauffeur, had returned from an emergency and began backing the rescue truck into Squad 12 quarters. With the door open to observe progress, the officer suddenly collapsed, slipped from the cab, and became pinned under the wheels. He was immediately removed by the crew, then treated by a passing doctor, but his life could not be saved. Patrolman Louis Balzano, Harbor Unit. On Easter Sunday, April 10th, 1950, Patrolman Balzano was walking across the 39th Street ferry slip in Brooklyn. The planking on the pier suddenly gave way, and the patrolman fell, struck his head, and disappeared into the water. Alerted by the sounds, his brother officers jumped into the bay and retrieved him. Patrolman Balzano, however, had drowned and was pronounced dead in a Norwegian hospital. Patrolman Kenneth L. Kozier, Emergency Squad 3. On April 19th, 1963, Patrolman Kozier, with officers of the 4-2 precinct, carried a man on a stretcher from the 153rd Street subway station up to the street after he was found on the tracks with his foot trapped in the third rail. Shortly afterward, Patrolman Kozier suffered a heart attack and died. Patrolman Edmund Schrempf, Tactical Patrol Force. On foot patrol on May 1st, 1964, Patrolman Schrempf and his partner stopped a suspicious vehicle on Pitkin Avenue in Brooklyn. As the patrolman reached into the car to secure the ignition keys, the suspect floored the accelerator. While being dragged with the speeding vehicle, Patrolman Schrempf held on for 4.5 blocks, but then the officer fell to his death beneath the wheels of the car. The auto then crashed into a bus, ensuring the fatality of the patrolman. Patrolman John F. Polarolo, Harbor Unit. On July 20th, 1964, Patrolman Polarolo, on foot patrol at the Triborough Bridge, was fatally struck by a hit-and-run driver. His partner, Patrolman Dwyer, apprehended the driver. Patrolman Stanley Butch, Harbor Unit. On February 11th, 1966, Patrolman Butch, while conducting a grappling operation from a police boat, plunged overboard. The patrolman was removed from the water and given CPR, but to no avail. A doctor from Beekman Hospital pronounced him DOA on shore. Patrolman Plato B. Arvanitis, Aviation Unit. Patrolman George H. Bishop, Aviation Unit. On December 21st, 1967, Patrolman Arvanitis and Bishop were killed when their Bell 47J2 helicopter plunged into the icy waters of the East River near the Manhattan Bridge.